Welcome back to Therapy Matters. Today I wanted to ask Colleen how to go about creating a mental health routine.
Yeah, I think that's important. I think the key is that it has to be, should we go with mental wellness?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to Therapy Matters. With all of the spring cleaning in the air and getting outside, making new routines with the sort of the new season, I wanted to talk to Colleen a little bit about making a mental wellness routine for yourself. How do you build that? What needs to go into it? And how does someone put that into their life?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the routine is the key piece to that. Oftentimes we think of self-care and wellness as something that we go engage in, but not necessarily do regularly. So I think it's just allowing yourself to get outside and create an exercise routine early, even if that's, moderated based on ability when you're off the couch, if you will, and just going for a walk that might eventually turn into a run or a bike ride, but just kind of getting your body moving again if you have been at all sedentary during the winter. I think making sure that we're eating well, and I think it's nice to just reestablish our routines on a regular basis. We send out a quarterly challenge to look at one's habits, each seasonal change, so that we're really looking at how is our sleep affected, what are we doing differently, just being conscious and intentional about our process with that. Other things that I think are helpful for some of the things we offer here is we offer all levels of engagement with mental wellness, meaning that some folks will come in, let's say, for weekly sessions because they're working on an issue that they want to resolve, whereas other folks might come in at a bi-weekly basis or a monthly basis or quarterly or even a yearly basis. And I think this kind of names a lot of different reasons for folks coming in to monitor their wellness overall. I see weekly therapy as, progress oriented. There's something to work through. There's something that's
Very
not working
immediate
for
goal.
you. Yeah. And then biweekly is similar in the sense that there's progress made and you're working on things, but you're kind of working maintenance in at that junction. Whereas coming in monthly is more like maintenance. It's like, I've gotten to a place I feel good about, but I'm not entirely confident in my ability to hold that just yet. And then as time goes on, kind of coming in monthly, I think people start to feel like, okay, I seem to have this. Can we take the training wheels off and go to quarterly? And it's like, oh, okay, great. Let's go to quarterly and see how that goes. And I think quarterly serves as a nice reorientation to what your goals were. And then I have some people that even come in yearly and they're just trying to make sure life didn't get off track for them. Now, all of these are designed, with the person in mind as well, however, because there are some people that want to come in weekly because they see it as just a part of their personal growth, almost like, obviously like in massage, you might come in weekly or monthly to maintenance and make sure that you're not getting too far off. And so weekly is certainly not a sign that a person's struggling profoundly, but maybe just more dedicated to self-growth. Whereas other people, it's not as important. It's not in their goals, to necessarily dig in and find out their motivations for things. They feel more contented just making sure that, they're not suffering and that they feel on target with what they want to be doing with their lives and living intentionally and at least at times joyfully.
And it sounds like those routines can kind of ebb and flow a little bit too. So
absolutely.
You feel like you need a little bit more support, or you just want to dig into something personally, whether it's difficult or whether it's, very forward thinking. You can adjust that.
Yes, absolutely. I think one thing I find with my yearly clients, I say they come in yearly, but usually what happens is they'll come in at the year mark and maybe they'll be like, I think I'm good. Or, the next year they might be like, well, this and this happened and I haven't been feeling entirely well since that happened. And so they'll come in for 3 or 4 or 5 sessions right at that junction and then just like, okay, now I'm good. And they feel like they've kind of moved something through.
Yeah. You know what I love about the stuff that you were saying earlier about creating routines and eating well and getting active. It seems like a lot of the mental wellness routine can dovetail really nicely with a lot of what people do anyway for like personal fitness.
Yes.
And they don't even necessarily realize that's positive mental health, mental wellness that they're engaging in.
Yes.
Without
Absolutely.
even knowing it.
Yeah, our habits have a huge impact on our mental wellness, right? How much sleep we're getting. I find sleep in particular is a really, you know, if you're challenged with sleep, then, you know, oftentimes, you know, wellness, your mental wellness is challenged as well.
Right.
And so sleep, eating, all the self-care we do outside of, you know, therapy sessions oftentimes is what creates our overall mental wellness. I think what the sessions themselves do is keep us targeted towards those goals, right? It's like a place that's your own that you can come in, see if your goals still resonate with you, see if you're still feeling it, sense if, you know, something feels askew, like you're not sure you want to go in this direction, and shift a little bit, and then you know, revisit some old habits, start some new habits, and really engage in creating your most what's the word I'm looking for here, most intentional, most accurate path, if you will.
I like that. Well, we would love to hear what routines you guys are coming up with. So you can definitely comment in the below the video here, or send us a message. We'd love to hear what you're doing.